Welcome back to the Seattle Seahawks franchise. It's been a very slow start to the season, even though we picked up our first win of the year in the last episode. You're probably wondering why I'm showing a bunch of clips of us getting burned in the secondary and the defense allowing these big plays. That's because these are all examples of how bad our defense has been all year. In fact, we are dead last in points allowed and second in passing yards given up. That raises a major red flag, and someone needs to be held accountable. So today we are going to make a tough decision by trading away Tariq Woolen. It's not surprising that Woolen is the outlier of our team. He has been underwhelming, especially when he has all of this athletic talent just for him to consistently struggle in games. In fact, Woolen in this series has never had an interception in 20 plus games, so a change will happen as soon as today. The Raiders have shown the most interest, and it's mutual because I'm oddly intrigued by DeCamerion Richardson. I want to trade for his athleticism, but we will use him more on special teams as a punt returner. So it's going to be Tariq Woolen and a late round pick for Richardson and a 4th round pick, and the trade will go through. This relationship just didn't work out, and we wish him the best in Las Vegas as they are attempting to revamp their whole team at the moment, and I think a fresh scenery will be healthy for both parties, but we'll see how our defense responds after a move like this. Nehemiah Pritchett is now our second corner on the outside, but we will see 7th round rookie Brandon Ballard out of TCU a lot more in the slot moving forward. Today we'll take on the New York Giants, and while we have a revised defense, the Giants have a new quarterback this year in Geno Smith, the former Seahawk who we cut last offseason. The last time we faced the Giants was just a season ago, and it was Daniel Jones leading this team. I thought we were going to steamroll them, and it was quite the opposite. We were absolutely destroyed in the secondary, and we had a tough go against the Giants offense, and the biggest factor was Malik Neighbors. Oddly enough, this was against Tariq Woolen, so it's going to be interesting to see if he keeps this up, or Devin Witherspoon will clamp down against him, and now taking over as our number 1 corner. He's off to a slower start in his second year and has yet to record a touchdown, and I don't think it matters because he had 3 touchdowns last year and 2 of them were against us. Running the ball will still be a priority for our offense, and our rookie guard Gregory will have his hands full lining up against Dexter Lawrence, so let's get into it. It'll be intriguing to see how our revamped defense will perform after letting go one of the most athletic players on our roster as we take on this Giants team in a rematch. And thank you guys so much for all your support. Please feel free to let me know what your thoughts are on the trade of Tariq Woolen, and please subscribe to the channel and like the video. As we start on defense and see how Geno Smith will fare in his return, and his first pass is connected for a first down to Darius Slayton. Nehemiah Pritchett with the tackle, and he'll see a lot of snaps on the outside going forward. As Smith hits Slayton again, and he'll speed by everyone on defense, and Smith is aware of the amount of explosive plays we allow, and he's going to take advantage of it here as he fires to the slant, and another completion. 61 yards passing already, and it's all gone to Slayton in the opening drive. And on 1st and goal, he slings it to the back of the end zone. Touchdown! Daniel Bellinger. And this call will stand as Bellinger does keep that right foot in bounds, and already it's 7-0. That's a drive that makes me wonder if we are actually the problem as opposed to Tariq Woolen. And a nice toss there by Howell trying to put up some points of our own on their second drive. Noah Fant with the reception to help us keep the chains moving. And now sticking with the game plan, here's Walker running in between the tackles, and that'll set him up for 2nd and short. Possibly a good time to take a shot here, as Howell launches to the end zone, and it's caught but ruled out of bounds. I always find it weird that during day games, it's very sunny and then it's dark gloomy clouds over the stadium when the first quarter ends, as Charbonnet bruises through the defense and the Seahawks are well in the red zone. From the pistol, it's back to Walker trying to stretch this to the wide side of the field. Flag is down as Walker is tackled out of bounds, but this one is coming back, and Christian Haynes was the culprit there as they operate from the 2nd and long. Connecting with Metcalf down the sidelines, and he dives for the touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 4th of the year. And what are the Giants thinking, putting a linebacker on Metcalf? That would be a touchdown 100% of the time, and we'll take that all day. Good drive by our offense, and hopefully our defense can adapt appropriately as Geno fires and hits Darius Slayton again. A lot of attention on Neighbors, so Slayton is getting the bulk in the first half. And a nice tackle there by the red-hot Derek Hall, who was left unblocked. 3rd and short, pressing up on their receivers. Handoff again, and stuffed at the line. Tyrell Dotson on the play, and what a beautiful job shedding off the O-line and dotting down the running game. That's a really good sign as the defense gives us some momentum to work with. And now a giant hole opens up for the run game, and Charbonnet will take us into plus territory. Under 2 minutes to go, trying to take the lead before the first half. And a dart into the chest of Metcalf, and he'll wrestle his way forward inside the red zone. Metcalf has been the go-to guy today after only one catch against Cleveland. But here's Howard to his favorite target, Tyler Lockett, and he has himself a touchdown. Excellent route has the corner spinning out of his shoes, and a rare moment to see Lockett show emotions. But he's fired up, and he fires up the crowd. Geno knows a thing or two about his former star receivers as he fires and connects with his new #1 target, and Neighbors will get them across the Seattle territory. He's been quiet, but he can change the trajectory of a game in a blink of an eye, as this is lofted to the outside and secured by the tight end Theo Johnson. So with 3 seconds, they tack on a field goal as we jump into the second half. We can consider ourselves lucky that this isn't a tie ball game, as Walker is able to make this 3rd down more manageable. 2 running backs set. They opt to keep it on the ground. Charbonnet gets to the second level and turns on the Jets, finally taken down inside the red zone. The big block was made by Anthony Bradford, replacing the injured Gregory. As Howell can't avoid the pressure, and he's taken down by Kayvon Thibodeau. The flag was penalized on Seattle, and it'll be 3rd and long either way. And more pressure strikes, forcing the incomplete pass. So Myers is out for the 45-yard try, and his kick is right down the pipes to make it a touchdown game. It's still very much at hand for the Giants as they continue to attempt to establish the run, but once again unsuccessful. I'm really pleased with what I'm seeing from our front 7, and they've made some key stops through the ground. As Geno launches this one-on-one to Neighbors and knocked down by Witherspoon. That's not a play we would have seen a former corner make, but Witherspoon has taken up the mantle nicely, now moving forward as our #1 corner. As Walker nearly picks up the first down, and our guys are trying to pick up the pace. I feel confident in how our defense is playing that if we score, we'd be able to close this one out. Chains are moving, and Walker is going to see a heavy dose of carries to finish this one off, as he cuts back and gets wrapped up to move the sticks. Already in field goal range with under 6 minutes to go. He'll try to pick this up through the air and nearly going the other way. A missed opportunity by the Giants defense may cost them, as Myers does extend this lead to 10. Under 4 to go as the Giants have managed to put themselves in plus territory, and the pass is complete to Wan'Dale Robinson, who makes the catch and gets out of bounds. Our defense is still giving up some yards, but this bend but don't break concept has worked for the most part, as Pritchett can't wrap up and Theo Johnson will push them near the 10. They add tempo to the final minutes. To the end zone, it's intercepted! Nehemiah Pritchett has the takeaway, and we finally get Geno to throw one. And it's just underthrown to Daniel Bellinger, and Pritchett finishes the job. Our offense took some clock off, but ended up punting it back to the Giants, as Geno avoids the pressure and fires a dart to Theo Johnson, and the touchdown will be saved by the rookie Brandon Ballard. Theo Johnson gives them a fighting chance with that catch, but the rookie came up clutch with that tackle. Now Geno fires to the corner of the end zone, and it's intercepted again! Brandon Ballard, the most unlikely of heroes, just came away with the takeaway, trying to take it to the house but tracked down. It will not matter because this game will be over. A clincher by the rookie, and we finally see some decent man coverage. He was out on an island by himself and still manages to find a way to finish the play and call game. And it is the first time in this series that our defense only allows 10 points, and things may be turning a corner, no pun intended. But what an effort on a week where our best defensive player gets traded and the next man steps up in dramatic fashion. Sam Howell with a dominant performance, completing 75% of his completions with 2 scores. The running game had over 130 yards on the ground, and shockingly with less carries, Zach Charbonnet had more yards than Walker today. Metcalf led the way with catches and a score, and the lone catch by Lockett was also in the end zone. But this game has to be fully credited to this new defense, and what a response to come out and play like this directly after a blockbuster trade, sending Tariq Woolen to the Raiders. Brandon Ballard made his mark in this game by saving the touchdown with his tackle at the end, and of course the game-clinching interception in the end zone. It didn't look promising when Geno led them on an opening drive touchdown, but something just clicked with our bend but don't break defense, and our guys just played at an elevated level. I thought trading Woolen would come back to bite us, but it turns out to be a pretty good decision for us. But what a game, and it's worth playing another in this episode where we take on the Carolina Panthers and former first overall pick Bryce Young. In this series, Young has developed to be a reliable quarterback, leading this Panthers team to 4 wins through 6 games, and they are headed towards the right trajectory. Their up-and-coming receiver Xavier Legette is currently leading their team in yards and touchdown receptions. But another weapon they added in this past draft is a tight end in Shelton Clement. The 6'5" rookie out of Georgia has really good speed, and our linebackers and safeties may have a difficult time keeping up with him, like they have been with all other tight ends this year. So we'll see how they will match up. I'm more concerned about our offense this game. If we are going to make a dent, it's gonna start with the run game. Walker and Charbonnet did have a productive outing, but we have to figure out a way to control the pace of the game like we just did. We've got a night game and busting out the neon green jerseys, but it's gonna be Bryce Young leading his offense out to start this game. Young trying to lead his Panthers team back to the playoffs. He's got 7 touchdowns and 6 interceptions so far. And he's also got a massive gain to Deontay Johnson and the first strike of the game that goes for 25 yards. They're gonna continue to build around their franchise QB, and that includes Jonathan Brooks in the backfield, as his third down run gets stuffed by Derek Hall, who adds on to his terrific season, as the Panthers opt to stay on the field. And it's Brooks again, stiff arms, still on his feet, and an angry run to convert on 4th down. A lot of people have different thoughts on Bryce Young, but man, you gotta wonder what he'd be with weapons around him, as that's almost picked off by Tyrese Knight, so this drive will end on a field goal. I personally wouldn't have given up all of what the Panthers gave up, but I can't blame them for wanting to take a shot at someone they believe in no matter the cost, as Walker has a strong run for 11 to start. Run game is crucial to the game plan as they display it again here as he picks up another 5. Staying on the quarterback conversation, what do we do with that position after the season? As that is off the mark to the diving McDonald, so they'll punt. A little too much discussion on the future, but we gotta focus on this game at hand, as that is connected to the rookie Shelton Clement. He's very athletic, and I would have taken a shot at drafting him if he landed in the 3rd round. But then again, none of the guys we had on our board lasted in the 3rd, as that is caught on the outside, and that's just enough impact to bring him down. That is Jalen Tolbert, the former Cowboy, who's trying to make a name for himself here in Carolina. As Young is directing some more traffic, firing towards the goal line, and that's caught for the touchdown. Brevin Jordan with the score, and after giving up just 10 points in the last game, we give up 10 in the first quarter, as Julian Love gets caught playing flat-footed. Seattle's got to lock in now, being down 2 possessions early, as Walker's unable to stretch this on the outside. And from the looks of it, he's also having a hard time getting up. It's a tough scene here. He's knocked out of this game, but you hope this doesn't have long-term consequences, as Howell still connects with Lockett after taking a shot, and a nice pickup to make it 3rd and 6. Charbonnet obviously in the backfield now. Blitz coming, quick hitter in the hands of McDonald, breaks a tackle, makes a move, and what an effort by the standout rookie for a first down. Ball now placed at the 35. Charbonnet gets the carry, push this out left, ragdolls a man, and bursting forward for another first. Get out of his way, Charbonnet is intoxicating. Here's another carry, breaks more tackles, and what a run on 2nd down. He'll get a much-deserved rest. Here's McIntosh, who will vulture his way up the middle for the touchdown. Kenny McIntosh, the best 3rd option you can ask for, just cut this to a 3-point game. And shout out to Christian Haynes blocking at the 2nd level to pave the way for Kenny and the Hawks. Seattle gets it back after forcing another Panthers punt. It's Lockett sweeping his way outside, cuts back inside and accelerates himself into Panthers territory. Lockett off to a slower start this season, but always a threat on the field, as Cook gets it on the screen and will be tackled out of bounds to keep the drive moving. Jumping ahead to third down, with just about 30 seconds to go. Howell is under heavy pressure and he'll just toss this away, so we do manage to tie it on a Jason Myers field goal. Bryce Young will just try to say his prayer here. There's only one play you can call with just 4 seconds left on the clock. He's going to launch this as far as he can. It's short of the goal line, but a flag is thrown. This cannot be pass interference. No way, are you kidding? This tiny bump is PI? That's ridiculous. The Panthers take a 3-point lead as we move forward after a controversial call. And what a ball by Howell. Cook has it near the sidelines and picks up a few more. Kendrick Cook has been a reliable target as of late, and he just runs a perfect route. But look at this ball by Howell, right in between 2 defenders on a back shoulder pass, and Cook just does the rest. I've really appreciated Kendrick Cook's game, especially being a late round pick with a chip on his shoulder, as Howell goes from the rookie to the vet as Lockett has another catch. Seattle loves these 2 running back sets, and McIntosh nearly caught the Panthers sleeping, but he does push this to the 5. First and goal, RPO, and Howell decides to hand it off, and Charbonnet doesn't break the plane, so it's going to be a yard shy of 6. 2 backs again. This time they'll throw, and a check down to a wide open McIntosh for another touchdown. 2 scores in a game where he was not projected to play, and this one is through the air. And Howell just being smart with the football, finding the open man, and the Seahawks take their first lead of the game. We've seen in the beginning of the season how holding leads are a problem for us. But Young gets swallowed up in the backfield, and that's a solid start by the defense on this drive. Third quarter winding down. Good protection. He heaves this downfield, and he's got a man racing towards the end zone, and it's going to be a house call. Jalen Tolbert is the one who gets the big-time touchdown grab. So we get called for pass interference, and Witherspoon gets bumped, which created the separation for Tolbert, but there's no call there? It almost brought me back to the Tariq Woolen days until I saw that he was clearly screened off by the receiver. So how does our offense respond? We have not been successful in these one-score affairs, but Metcalf trying to change the course of history, as we have now fast-forwarded ahead to around 4 minutes left of this game. Crossing routes have been successful today as Howell works from the gun. He throws, and it's intercepted! It doesn't work there as the Panthers come away with the takeaway, and a huge mistake made late in this game. Jordan Lewis, another former Cowboy on this team, jumps the route that's been working all game, and that is the first interception thrown by Howell since week 3. Plus field position for the Panthers. A touchdown will surely be the dagger to this game, as the pass hits off the rookie Ballard's helmet, and they'll just need one stop to keep this within reach. Seattle sends heat. Young feels it, and he'll wisely toss this away, and the field goal team will come out to make it a 6-point game. Michael Badgley is the kicker from 47, and the kick is right through the pipes, and it's going to be another drive where a touchdown can win it. But we're hoping that they learn from their early adversity. Metcalf has the catch and gets a block from Charbonnet. He's got daylight and pushes this near the 30-yard line. He's got 3 catches and none bigger than the one just now. Howell now scanning, but this time he won't be able to avoid the pressure. Carolina brings the heat and hunts him down in the backfield. No choice for Seattle, as that will force them to use a timeout. Everything was working out well to start this drive, and now it's giving that feeling of coming up just short like the other one-possession games. And a nice grab there by Noah Fant near the sidelines. Third and long is a bread and butter moment for a screen. It goes out to Charbonnet. He's got blockers, pancaked by Gregory, and he sprints his way near the 10 and tackled out of bounds. What a crucial first down picked up there by Seattle. This is third and long, and it's the big 383-pounder who gets to the second level serving pancakes for the lane to open up. But can they finish the drive with 6? 10 yards for a victory. 40 seconds to go. Howell's gonna throw, and a strike over the middle, and Metcalf able to secure it while absorbing the hit from Shaq Thompson. They opt to not take a timeout and let the clock continue to run. Howell going for the win, and he's sacked again. Big Derek Brown will swallow him up, and it's 12 seconds backed up to the 10 again. Second timeout burned. Howell fires the slant. Metcalf hauls it in and comes up just short. And this game will come down to this 4th down attempt. What a game we have here to end this episode. But it's as simple as this. A touchdown wins it, or we drop to 2-4 on the season. Fate in Howell's hands. End zone. Touchdown! DK stands for Deadly Knockout as the Seahawks find a way to claw back to tie the game. And absolutely no one follows Metcalf after having already 3 catches on this drive, and it was the easiest find for Howell, and an extra point will seal the deal. Jason Myers will attempt the ice kick, just accurate enough, and it's good! And the Seahawks have managed to give us our first classic here in this series. Young will attempt another Hail Mary. No more PI calls, please. And it's thrown underneath, and it's over! What an absolute classic as we wrap this episode up, and I can't believe that we just pulled that off after such a tough start to the season. Sam Howell heard the critics in the comments, and after getting his extension, he delivers in the clutch to silence the fans. Zach Charbonnet came up big in the ground game after Walker gets knocked out, and more on him later. But the player of the game is DK Metcalf. He had 2 catches all game until the final drive, and sealed the victory when we needed it most. Our defense continues to stand out since the trade earlier in this episode, which feels like a lifetime ago. But aside from that quote-unquote big touchdown by Tolbert, they really held their own on this game as well. But guys, what a game and what an episode. This was one of my favorite games I played, and I had such a blast putting this video together. I didn't know if trading Tariq Woolen would come back to haunt us in the secondary, but it was quite the opposite experience. I've never seen our defense play that well before in this series until these last 2 games. And it's names that I would never imagine that would step up, such as Brandon Ballard or even Derek Hall at the start of the year, but they've been lights out. I'm also proud of the offense. We've been on the other end all year with these close games, but Sam Howell handles the magnitude of that game with a strike to Metcalf in the end zone to call game. While the finish is amazing, it did come at a major cost. Kenneth Walker will be out for the next 5 games, so we'll see Charbonnet a whole lot more in the backfield in back-to-back seasons again. So our bye week does come at a good time. This team started 0-3 and now has propelled themselves back to 500. But being that we are still a non-contending team, I think the wise move is still to be sellers at the trade deadline, which is week 9. I have an idea of who I want to trade away to get the most value, but that will be for the next episode. You guys can also feel free to give me your input in the comment sections as well. This is mock draft 1 of the upcoming draft, but it's still early to get any information on these guys. I will say I'm currently leaning more on taking a quarterback this year, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what this class has to offer when we get more information. But what an incredible episode today, and it's been so fun to do this series. I'm gonna do another 2-game episode coming up, and I'm gonna include the trade deadline, so don't miss out on that. But thank you guys so much for your support. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already to help the channel. We've also reached 100 subscribers, and I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys again. But more importantly, it's content you guys enjoy, and that makes me excited to continue this channel. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm Monkey C, and I'm out.